Hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. We still have some people joining, but we'll get started. Are you there, Marie and Eleanor?
Hi. Hi, Lyndsey. Hi, Eleanor.
Hi, Lynn. How are we? Good.
Okay, let's get started. So, hi, everyone. Good to see you all on the call. So this is the latest in our series of Partner Essentials for Digital Commerce. So I kick off with some introductions. I'm Marie Tuck and I'm Partner Director for the EMEA region here at Explogix. So today, if you don't know her already, I have Lyndsey Turner, who's our Digital Commerce Sales Director, also working in EMEA. And so hi, Lyndsey. And I also have Eleanor, who's our Director of Digital Commerce Marketing. So hi, Eleanor. So in the session today, Eleanor will kick off with an overview of Explogix, who we are, what we do, for those of you that aren't familiar with us yet. She'll talk about intelligent e-commerce and showcase some of the products within our suite. Lyndsey will then look at how AI is shaping and influencing B2B selling and how we're looking to apply AI within our platform to enhance things like customer experience and content management and content creation. Lyndsey will take us through the platform and demo the solution briefly, and then we'll look at what's new within our partner program. So it's quite a lot to cover, a lot to talk about. So at this point, I'll hand over to you, Eleanor, to get us all started.
Thank you. Yeah, so just a real kind of brief recap, particularly those of you that are joining us for the first time. This is a webinar specifically for our digital commerce partners. A lot of you on the call will have known us as AFIX. We were a company that started 10 years ago, and last year we merged into Explogix. So as an entire group, there's now over 300 of us with offices, obviously in Europe and the States and out in Australia as well. But as us as a digital commerce team, we have over 300 deployments worldwide. And whenever we talk about digital commerce, it's a cloud, it's a SaaS platform, as hopefully most of you know. But that part of our vision is really strong. You can see along the bottom there are two other products within the Explogix suite. Everything about Explogix is really about designed to make it easier to sell or make it easier for your customers to buy from you. So we have a configure price quote solution, we have a document automation solution. There's a lot of work behind the scenes bringing these solutions together. So hopefully, and maybe in a next series or the one after that, we can start to talk about some of the integrations between the products. But we're going to focus on the digital commerce purely today. So I just wanted to kind of give a bit of a recap of where we've been since we spoke last at the end of Q1. And we've been everywhere, really. We've been really, really busy. Part of our OKRs this year is to get out and meet people, and we find it quite hard to meet our partners in offices because not many people go to the office anymore, do they, Lyndsey?
No.
So we've really been trying to get out to events, and events where we know our partners will be, and just, you know, because the connecting one-to-one is just the best. So you might have seen on social media a couple of weeks ago, we held our client conference called Elevate. This used to run every couple of years, and actually the last one was 2018 because 2020, we all know what happened that year. So it's actually been 6 years since it last ran. It was amazing. I'm not going to go on about it too much because Lyndsey and Marie didn't get to enjoy the mountains of Utah.
Jealous. I don't envy the jet lag you had afterwards. So
the traveling,
travel was, yeah. But what it has done is really kind of reinvigorate, you know, an appetite for doing this again. I cannot confirm or deny, I did not write it on the slide, but we are talking about Elevate EMEA, which will be an event to bring our clients and partners together in the European region as well. So, so watch this space on that one. But aside from all that, you could have seen our hot pink t-shirts, hopefully in lots of places in the last quarter. So we attended SAP Summit in May. I know a lot of people on the call met up with us then, and we had an amazing party. which we're getting well known for, I think, at that event now. And that's the team on the top left in the pink there are at that event. But then what we also did is we went to do the North American SAP Summit for the first time this year. So I flew out and I'm there with my colleagues Jordan and Mark in the top right-hand corner there. And we had a really, really good time. And it was amazing how well people already knew us in that space, considering it was the first time we'd pushed out in the region. We joined Companion this year as well, so that's really to get closer to our Microsoft Dynamics partners. And myself and Marie had a lovely couple of days in the Cotswolds, didn't we?
Yes, yeah.
Fine,
and also
fine
in Copenhagen recently as well.
Yes.
That was nice. Yep.
Yeah, and we also did the Nordics as well. So these are things that will continue throughout the year. And then from a sort of vertical industry perspective, we are members of the Builders Merchants Federation. We do a lot with them. And there's a lovely picture of Lyndsey enjoying a JCB cup of tea at a recent event that we attended there. So we are really keen on getting out on events. We also, in between this, do quite a lot of partners customer days. And I can tell you on the quiet, we have budget for these things. So if you are organising any events, and you think it would be good to make us part of them, we'd be really keen to come in and talk to you about that, because we're just really keen to get out. We had enough of staying at home and we want to go out.
I'm definitely noticing partners are more and more having the customer days, and I think, like you say, everyone's working from home, which is great, and having that balance. But I think people are your customers are more keen to come out to these events then, because they want to have a day out, have it in a nice venue, have something compelling. But equally they want to hear obviously about the ERP and the advancements and all the things that they can attach to it. So it's worthwhile from lots of different reasons.
Customer day, that was the kind of two main pieces on the feedback, and it was really positive. It was just great to get to meet the team in person and build those relationships even stronger, and it was really good to figure out what's going on with the product, how we're moving forward together, all the roadmap stuff. So yeah, if you're considering them, I would definitely recommend them, because I know that they can be a lot of work, but they really, really do reap benefit. And then I just wanted to talk very quickly about a couple of new partnerships that we've also established in the last quarter. So if you are in the SAP space, you probably know Boyum. If you're in the Dynamics space, you may know them, but a little bit less. So Boyum they do have add-ons for SAP Business One, and they're very well known in that channel. And then in recent years, they've acquired a number of add-ons for the Dynamics space as well. And they also have acquired a company called Perfion, which is a PIM system, a product information management system. So in lots of ways, we match each other really, really well. And so we have signed like a joint strategic partnership. There we are, shaking hands. That was actually at Elevate. They attended and presented their solution there. So there's going to be a lot more going on between the two of us going forward in both the SAP and the Dynamics space. So watch this space, and we're very excited by that one. But the other one's also really cool as well. So again, if you have attended the SAP Partner Summits, you might have seen MyWave.ai. They were in both North America, and I know I think they were bigger in the EMEA event as well. So what we want to do, and Lyndsey's going to talk a little bit more around the whole AI piece anyway, is really be able to bring the benefits of AI into the benefits of the integration that we already have as well. So it's not just relying on just AI tools, and it's not just relying on connectors, but we can get the benefits of all the information from the ERP system, and we can add in that AI on top. So I believe our team are working on some sort of prototype right now to show with using MyWave AI. So we're very excited by that one, and yeah, again, watch this space, but just thought it was worth letting you know what we've been up to. So really briefly, intelligent commerce, which is the theme of this this webinar, and what is it? Well, really, it's probably what we've always done, but we've kind of tried to rebrand it and think it through a bit stronger. And it's really playing on the fact that you Google e-commerce, you Google B2B e-commerce. There are a bazillion platforms on Google. I was doing it this morning. That will all claim to do all of these things to make your life better. But really, there's some fundamental pieces which, if you haven't got these in play, really mean that the solution you're choosing is not intelligent. So integration is still key, and it's about that master data, keeping it in one place. We know all of that information. It can't be disparate, it can't be out of sync, because we're managing everything from the ERP, and that is absolute key, making that heart of your business. But being able to scale, and that might be scale like existing sites. It might be able to spin up 12 more microsites. It might be able to add in apps or order punch out or specific tooling that you need for your business. By choosing a solution that's a SaaS solution and in the cloud, that is an awful lot easier. And as some of you, well, most of you should know, we're really productized at Expologics. So with all of these things, it's designed to be really quick and easy to plug and play and add in these new tools to enable you to scale the business. And then finally, e-commerce sites should not operate in isolation. If you have an e-commerce site off to the side and your ERP here, and then maybe a trade counter over there, you're not going to offer the really best customer experience that people expect nowadays. So people will come in via all sorts of ways and means to you, and will behave in ways that you wouldn't expect them to. So being able to offer multiple ordering sources, maybe that's through a portal or a B2B site or a punch out or a mobile app, or being able to offer a different set of customers a B2C experience. And there's huge amounts of ways that people will get to you. And the trick of really increasing your sales is to be able to offer them all, but be able to offer them in an intelligent manner. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about, okay, e-commerce, great, we all know we need to do it. If you haven't got it by now, there is a problem. But it's about doing it better, doing it faster, and really being able to take advantage of the opportunities that going digital brings you. So when you look at our platform, this is really how it is architectured. So as I say, like, everything is about your ERP system. So making that the fundamental heart of the business makes everything an awful lot easier. But we also, realize that probably not everything that your customers need to operate digitally with you is in your ERP system. So that's where the digital catalog comes in. So the digital platform, comes in. So you can take everything that you need from the ERP system, but then you can add in on top. So you could feed in just spreadsheets if you've got that. But if you have got information from PIM systems, for example, like we're mentioning Perfume, that's getting more and more popular, feed them in directly into Expologics. If you have third-party databases, Brand Bank, IceCat, we've worked with quite a lot of them, just bring that directly in. So whatever your sources are, we can manage that within Expologics. And we can also add in all the images and the videos and the text specs and the PDFs and anything else that you want to do against that product. And I think Lyndsey's going to talk about this later. You've got a really good phrase that I can't remember now. But it's more than just
I can
ordering.
remember. What is it?
Online.
Oh yes, I do.
You'll remember, it's on the slide.
Yeah.
And then, so once we've got the kind of fundamentals, stock, price, tax, all that fun stuff in our ERP, and then all that enriched and enhanced product information within the digital catalog, then there are all these different products that you can use. And, most of our customers are on at least 2 products. I think that's something we wanted to bring out to you as partners. So I think our average at sale is something like 1.8. So most of them probably will, a good chunk of them will start with 2 products or more.
Yeah.
But it's a continual cycle with us. So as they change or they grow or their needs adapt, then they'll come to us and they might want to add on a mobile app, or they might want to add on a digital marketing smart pack, or whatever it might be. And so as a partner, work with us to also, get your current customers that are using our product to purchase more of the products as well. That's a really, really big part of it. So within e-commerce, obviously B2B, B2C, D2C, and these vertical solutions that I hope you've seen. I think we focused last time on the builder's merchant pack, but we have a spare parts one, a safety PPE one, electrical wholesale. There's more of them coming. And these fit really nicely with your vertical marketing campaigns that you're doing in the business. So if you have any particular, industries that you favour, that you've got them in your plan, come to us and we can see if we've got content to support that. Because we know ourselves, if you go, on an industry kind of route, you do tend to get better results rather than being very general. So there's a lot around that. The mobile apps, I mean, we could talk about mobility all day. Like, you know, when was the last time you even, you know, put a URL in a website and ordered something? Apparently you're really old if you still do that. I was reading this
Oh,
thing.
goodness.
Yeah, if you're happy to like order like a plane ticket or a holiday or something on your phone, then you're cool and young. And if you still think you have to use a laptop, then you're old. But more and more, it is about just getting on your phone, pressing that app, and you know, particularly with like repeat buying and with brands and companies that you know, you'll just use the apps rather than go on a website.
Yeah.
And then, as I spoke
If
about
you,
before,
yeah, if they're in a
multi-channel,
competitive
all the
space
different
with
ways
the
in and out.
apps, sorry, just to say, what we find with a lot of customers, if they're in a very competitive space, you know, being that customer with the app versus the other suppliers, you know, you're really going to stand out. And it's that back to that multi-channel piece, you know, it's not, you know, having one way of ordering, it's having multiple different ways. You'll have, especially the younger generation coming up, they just want to take out their phone, scan a barcode, or do it really quick. They're much
Yeah,
lazier. I don't like saying, but you know, I'm not in that generation, so I'm okay.
no, I'm definitely not in that generation. I'm in the old one. Um, cool. And so just again to kind of, as I was mentioning before, we find, you know, marketing success is when you really focus in on where you add the most value and, you know, really where your sweet spot customers are. So we are really talking about wholesale, distribution, manufacturing. When we talk about retail, it's more, most retailers will also have a B2B arm. They'll also have a wholesale arm as well. We can do a small amount of retail as well. So, you know, that's not to say we can't do it, but we're not going to be focusing on trying to win big high street retail names. We're much more in the sort of wholesale distribution manufacturing space. Our obviously ERPs, our key ERPs are from SAP. We've got B1 and S4HANA, Dynamics, we've got Business Central and Finance and Supply Chain Management's coming shortly. We've got Intact with IQ and Beeline Xline, and Sage. We've got Sage 200 and Bright Pearl, and we're really focused on those ones. From a sizing perspective, we can go from a SME, maybe the more of the me, love this SME is better for us, into a full enterprise. And you know, we do have some really big clients using our software. You know, ones that turn over billions, as even opposed to millions. It's really all about if they want something, and we'll talk about this very shortly, that's easy to use and fast to replicate and be able to just continually roll out, then that's a really good fit for us. They tend to have some sort of complexity around the sales order process or their products that mean that maybe traditional e-commerce platforms are not so easy for them. So it could be like exclusivity of product, could be compatibility, could be the sheer vast number of products that we work with a lot of spare parts people. So, you know, be able to search and find compatibility and things like that. These are the kind of things where it's really, oh yeah, we have it, but it doesn't really do much, you know, it doesn't do much in our business. It's not really for us. That's what we love, and that's when you want to call us, we'll get in there and we'll show them why we, you know, it is for them. Something I think you mentioned before, Lyndsey, was around ERP, changing of the ERP. That's a key time, isn't it,
Yeah,
now, because they've pretty much always got
absolutely.
something already.
I noticed that more and more with partners. They used to be only kind of for existing clients, but more and more when they're in that new business cycle and they have requirements. Both the partners bringing it to their attention, but in most cases the customer, it's a key piece. They, you know, they've listed requirements around this, and I said they want to do it right. They've probably done something in the past with their previous ERP, so they know it needs to be kind of very much a part of that ecosystem. So it's a focus for them for sure.
And you know, whenever the existing e-commerce, whether they're changing the ERP or not, if it's not integrated, call us. And if it's not scalable, that's often, you know, particularly with the kind of entry level platforms, you do reach a point where you actually can't continue. So if they're, you know, reaching a ceiling in terms of, you know, the volume or the value of the transactions, or more importantly, the number of the products and the attributes and the search, that again is when we can step in and really help. So yeah, just to bear that in mind when you're talking to clients and prospects. And if you're ever not sure, just call us and we will tell you, because we're very clear on where we add value and how we qualify. So if we don't think it's a good fit, for example, we would tell you straight up. So some of the customers and the brands that we're working with, again, some of these we've had for quite a few years now, so hopefully the brands will be well known for you, and some of them will be more recent. There's a big range here of, oh my goodness, there's a lot of merchants and like plumbing and electronics. There's consumer goods, there's food and drink, there's safety and PPE, there's spare parts or manufacturers that we use in our solution for the spare parts. So there's a lot of different verticals here, and these are operating under different ERPs as well, and in different regions. Hopefully, if you do ask us now, who have you got in this kind of company, we've got so many now, we should be able to provide you with some good references. So I just wanted to talk really briefly about Amadis, and this is one I mentioned before. So they came to us about 4 years ago, and actually we were really focused on the UK and Ireland at this point, and they were based in Belgium. And they really wanted our solution, and I think it actually took a bit of persuasion of us to go, okay, then we'll do it. So their idea was, so they are a distributor in the utility sector for like telecoms, gas, water, that kind of thing. And they were and are on a real strong acquisition trail. So they would buy companies up, they would put them on a SAP Business One, and then they wanted an online customer portal with ordering capability, but also particularly order punch out, because their kind of clients were huge, big businesses that a lot of them wanted to operate with the order punch out. So they needed something that was like templated, easy to use, easy to deploy. They took over some of the work in later deployments actually, and that was part of our model working together. It also had to be multilingual and multi-currency. So we did some work around that as well. So it's not just changing a currency sign or changing the language, it's changing where the currency sign appears or where the dot is or the comma, and there's lots of things around that as well. But the idea was then as they took a new one on, then we could do that with them. So they've now got I think 10 or maybe even more coming along now as well. And they have got that repeatable model now that works with us. So they're a great customer. We love them a lot, and because they really own the solution, they do work with us. We don't hear from them all the time, apart from maybe when they want to put another one on, which is the greatest kind of customer. So yeah, we just thought that was an interesting one to share, because they've not really got any customization. The work we did for them around the kind of multi language and internationalization, we put back into the standard product as part of the SaaS product, and they're operating in standard and able to just run really quickly to get that fast time to value.
And from a partner perspective, I was just going to add, there's the ongoing opportunity there for the partner. It's not
Exactly.
simply that they've bought one thing with that kind of scalability and the multi-channel model. With them, it's 10 plus e-commerce stores, and then the punch outs with others, it's multiple stores, multiple apps. So your journey with your customer is, doesn't finish when they just need one solution from us. So
no, we don't finish on the first sale, do we?
No, I wouldn't be allowed. Brilliant. Thanks, Eleanor. So yeah, I don't have many slides. I'm going to focus a bit more in the software itself, showing you some very cool new future things, some that have just been released, some that are yet to be released. So I'm really excited about the direction that the product is taking. So as we as we said, it's intelligent e-commerce, but the future is even smarter. It is a SaaS platform, so it's ever evolving. All our customers are on the latest version. Every month they're getting release notes. You guys should be getting them too. If you're not, let us know so you can read about all the new product updates. But we'll do these quarterly sessions anyway and keep you up to date. And we have a dedicated product team. Graham, who a lot of you will know, our former founder of AFIC Software, is heading up that product team. He's still very much core part of the business, very, very passionate about the product and minding it now that it's part of the bigger Explogix group, making sure it goes in the direction that we all believe it should. And it's very much a real team effort there. And yeah, we can share with you on one-to-ones the actual product roadmap and all the nice things that have happened in the last year and those that are to come, but I'll highlight a few today. But as well as that, we're really focused on what's happening in the market with trends, and not trends just for the sake of trends, I suppose. We've been keeping an eye on what's going on, talking to our customers as well. We did a really big customer survey in the last few months. I think we've about 250 customers. We put it out to predominantly in that B2B space where we're mainly focused. So there's kind of 3 key trends that have come out of that. If you can pop onto the next slide there, Eleanor. And I suppose that's where we focus the roadmap and kind of where I'm going to focus on showing you new features and some cool new gadgets for your customers and things that you can be speaking to your customers about if they're looking for solutions that have these features alongside obviously the core product set we already have. So one of the main things that customers want to be able to do, as we can see from some of the stats here, 65% of B2B companies were exclusively selling online in 2023. It's a huge part of their business. This isn't just a nice to have over in the corner and they get the odd sale on it. For companies that do this properly and our customers, this is key part of their business. A key trend I'm seeing from customers is they're hiring dedicated e-commerce managers. That's very common now. Part of the marketing team, but kind of very much focused on the e-commerce. A lot of them want to, most of our customers, it's I suppose it's a very easy to use product and we give you training, but customers want more and more control. We want to give them more and more control, but they want to be really able to personalize the product. So it's an out of the box product, highly configurable, but customers will always want more and we always want to give them more. So we've got some really nice new features around personalization in the product, which I'll show you on the demo in a second. You can pop on to the next one there. And then obviously front and center of everyone's mind at the minute is AI. But what does that mean for something like e-commerce? There's lots of different trends out there. So we did a lot of research ourselves, and obviously on our customer survey, it was top of the pops. Everyone wants, yes, give me some AI, but what exactly do you want? So what we found from our research is where we think this can make initially the most impact is around product copy and search engine optimization, metadata and things like that, because those e-commerce managers are spending 52 hours per month managing product content. So you might be hearing that from your partners. I know we work with some digital partners as well. They'd certainly even be having that stuff outsourced to them. It's a key part of no matter whether you use us or any other platform, there's no getting away from getting the product content, and it's key to the business. So really trying to help around that. So 80% of people on our survey wanted some assistance around that. It was the most asked for feature, as you could imagine. And then the next trend then was really around this enhanced customer service. So this is what we're seeing, as I say, in the marketplace and with our own customers that we're asking. So it's ever evolving. There's going to be 80% of B2B transactions online by 2025. So, I mean, if your customers aren't on this already, on something selling online, they really are, I suppose, being left behind. But we really want to bring this beyond ordering, and we always have. It's always not just been about placing an order into the ERP. We've always focused on that customer service piece and being able to manage the account online. So there's far-reaching benefits to your customer. They pay on invoice, check the status of an order, check the order, check in their order history, repeat buy, all that nice stuff. But we're ever extending that. So I'm going to show you in a second some cool new features that we're doing around that. And it's all about really driving efficiency in the business. Operating at any time of day in many different time zones. You don't want customers dependent on you and your 9 to 5 office hours to get a copy of an invoice or check up an order, etc., as well as obviously placing orders. I'm going to share my screen, hopefully. Brilliant. Okay. So I'm just going to give a quick, most of you will have seen a demo of the product and the core functionality. I'm just going to focus on those 3 areas and the different kind of new cool stuff really. But But after this, you know, some of you are, I can see on the call, some newer partners and some customers who maybe haven't seen this, or partners who haven't seen this in a while. So let's also do that on a one-to-one, and we can get a bit more in depth. So if some of this isn't making sense because we've kind of jumped a few steps ahead, just reach out as well. Cool. So I've got opened a demo web shop. So web shop is our core e-commerce solution, and we've configured for B2B, B2C, or portal, as Eleanor mentioned. And one of the key trends I mentioned there was around the personalization. So this is just the homepage of our own demo web shop. And customers want to be able to easily manage the content on these pages, changing images, adding in maybe it's a carousel there with different products, or some news items, or adding a new page about us, some blogs, whatever it is. So what we launched late last year, this isn't too new, but it may be new to some of you, but we've kind of extended it recently, is our visual page builder. So as you can see, it's opening up there essentially a drag and drop page builder, where I'm able to drag and drop different elements into the page, whether that's a 6-column across content block, or different carousels and images. I can see this on different size screens. The whole intention here is essentially that I am able to add content very easily. I don't need to be a developer. I don't need to know HTML code or any of that. If I want a banner slider or anything else, I can drag and drop that in. And the result of that is that customers, I'm just going to show a customer side here, they're much better at doing these things than me, where they've built a really nice CMS page. This is just general content page called Our Portfolio. This is pharmacy supplies a customer on Intact, and they are with us quite a long time, but they use web shop as their core website as well. They're able to get really nice content that, you know, they're using our completely standard product here on a completely standard design theme, and they're able to create nice content, add CMS pages as and when they need to, and all using that drag and drop easy to use page builder. We will train customers on how to use that as standard as part of the training. What we're doing then to kind of extend this is for some of those e-commerce managers that do have maybe a little bit of coding ability or a small bit of HTML coding, where some elements of the web shop are more fixed. So the account dashboard, for example, might be a more fixed element, and they want to put a banner up the top here. So we've a couple of customers, some of our early adopters, testing something called our Twig editor, where they're going to be able to edit this further, personalize the content on more fixed elements of the site that would traditionally need to be hard coded by us, so they're not kind of able to be using on an editor. And then if I'm in the all right, I'm going to jump to the dashboard here. If I'm in, and also yet to be released as well, is our what we call our the account dashboard here, where we're able to edit this and essentially change the order of these icons, or sorry, these names of these products. I'll show you in here now. So I'm just going to switch into our the back end here of the product. A lot of you will have seen it before, or maybe not. And this is where your customer on the day-to-day will be managing the content, managing product data, things like that, and they're able to, from here now, edit the account dashboard and add in things like icons to it, change the order of items. So let's say that was it was top of the order. I'm going to change it around. So this is a yet to be released feature. There was icons on this morning. I believe someone has turned them off while pre this demo. So the yet to be released for our customers is where they can also have an icon here for each of these tabs, and then they're able to change the you can see there I changed the order of the tabs there as well. So change this kind of stuff around, turn different tabs on and off, and then the next stage of this is it being able to change some of the email templates that we have. So we send order confirmation emails and things like that, where they'll actually be able to, on an editor, be able to change the content on that and change it around. So all around basically being able to personalize this more. There's going to be more and more control given around that in terms of, you know, eventually being able to change more of the actual styling of the site as well. So giving that more and more control to customers. On the what we call the beyond ordering piece that we mentioned, that kind of customer service piece, one of the new features we've released is what we call our service desk. So in the account dashboard here, for example, if I was firstly, maybe I want to pay off some invoices, so I'm able to select invoices. I can view my invoices, but if I wanted to pay some off, I can do that. We've also released a new feature to be able to search, whether that's your invoices or your order history, to be able to filter and search within those. So maybe you want to see invoices from March up till June, and you can narrow down your search based on that. Whereas before that was quite a static list, and you know, if it's ERP data and you've got a lot of invoices in there, it could be hard to find the one that you're looking for. Same with the order history and quotes, where you're able to kind of narrow down the search. And for anyone who hasn't seen it before, you can see it doing a quick load there. It's essentially bringing in the full order history from the ERP system. It's not just relevant to the web, so any orders in the ERP system they can see there. They can search those. They can go into an order, reorder the order as well if they want. And then one of the newer pieces we've released, as I mentioned, is the service desk piece, where essentially I'm able to, we have the service desk feature here. So the customer can go in to a order, into an order history, pop a comment on it. So you can imagine you've placed an order, and all this is configurable. Let's say it's an out-of-the-box product, so the customers can turn these features on and off. So in here, let's say, for example, I want to check the status of my order, or can you change the quantity of code, let's say that code to 6 or whatever it is, with the goggles, and we add the comment. Excuse my terrible spelling. And then back, you'll get your customer will get a notification, and then in the service desk feature here, they're able to see, I'm just going to refresh this. They're able to see the comment there. They can go into the ERP, change the quantity, that will be reflected back on the order, and then they can comment back to the customer that's done. So not just, I suppose, a live chat feature, but it's more specific to that particular order, that particular quote, or whatever it is, so that they're able to, I suppose, have that customer service experience. So that's just been released as of May in that, but it was just some customers can enable it or not enable it. That's the beauty of the SaaS products. They can change it to suit themselves. And then the last most popular thing that we obviously were being asked for lately is around the AI. So where we started with this, as we say, is around the product data. So being able to help customers, I suppose, limit the time that they need to spend on product data. So this has not yet to be released. This is very much in testing. And then I suppose beyond this, we're going to bring it in lots of different directions. We're talking to customers, letting customers play around with some of this stuff. But you can see on this Nintendo Switch here, I have a very, very terrible product description. I've got a little bit of information here. I have some related products and all that nice stuff that you can do, but I really do not have good product data for this product. So if I pop into the back into the back end here and search for the Nintendo Switch, I'd already searched for it before, and go into the product editor. Once this is released, customers will see is this generate content using AI. So what is a little magic wand, which we essentially press, and what it will do is search. It uses OpenAI to essentially find a better product description for this product. And not only will it find a product description, it'll format it really nicely. And it's noted the color that I have. If you notice, that demo site I was on had this pink, or digital commerce pink branding there, and it's used that for the headers, and it's really formatted it very nicely. Now, obviously, it needs a little human touch. You want to check what it's actually brought in to make sure it's valid information. But if you do not have a product description, that's a really good starting point. And it's giving you so much information there to be able to use that. Equally, on the SEO side of things, if you want data for SEO, things like metadata, keywords, meta descriptions. I can use my tool there, and you can see it populating keywords in real time for the product, and same with the meta description. So it just takes a few seconds. So you can imagine the amount of time, particularly on the product description, and I thought if you don't have that SEO skill set, that it will do that for you. So if I obviously save this and go back into the product and change that around so just refresh that, we will see those changes there in real time. So we have the really nice product description now, probably more than I need, there for the product, and literally with one click. So we're really excited about this. I suppose where we see this moving next, with the AI, what we're discussing, I suppose, with the product team, and we're all arguing because we all want loads of AI, and which bits we want is really around helping the merchant, helping your customer to navigate in the back end, and give them, where maybe they aren't very specialist, give them more and more help and guidance to make their lives a lot easier, and then bringing it to the forefront, to the front end for their customer, for the end user, doing things like suggesting products and navigating them around the site, and I suppose optimizing that sales experience, and I suppose obviously increasing sales for your customers. So I suppose this is our first dip the toe into it. We realize in the e-commerce space this is really, really important as a first effort, I suppose. I mean, that's the wrong word. Using it to cut down those 55 hours to whatever. It's going to be really helpful, and we're really, really delighted with the feature, and excited to hopefully release it in the next couple of months, change those things.
It's a really good use case, isn't it? Because that's all anybody wants to talk about is AI, but it's one of those things that can mean like so much to so many people, and unless you actually attach something that's going to make a meaningful difference to somebody, there's not much point in it in my mind. But you see that straight off, you've got like time saving. It's just massive.
Well, that's it. We didn't want to do it where it wasn't beneficial, just for this. There's a lot of conversation around AI, I think, just nearly for the sake of it. You kind of have to mention it to get anyone onto a webinar or to get anyone at an event, but it really needs to be meaningful and mean something. So I've taken up too much time, as I normally do. So I'll hand it back to you, Marie, to talk about the partner.
Yeah, sorry. So maybe we should mention at this point that you're showing some very specific things within the platform today, but if anyone wants to see a longer demo, we can do a full walkthrough. Just Absolutely. Get in touch with us and let us know about that. Or if you want to find more about what we're doing with AI, we can talk about that in more detail as well. So,
and if
as you say,
have any questions today, we never said at the beginning, but if you have any questions today, just quick ones, pop them in the chat, and we'll hopefully have a few minutes at the end to pick up on anything that we might just have missed from today.
Yeah, please. We forgot to say that at the start. We normally do. Pop it in the chat.
Yeah, or you can always follow up with us after.
Yeah. We know who you are. I see all the names here. I know every one of them, I think.
So maybe I'll use the last 5 or 10 minutes. I know we've gone a little bit over time, just to talk about our partner program, and how what's new, what's happening there, and how we can potentially work with you going forward. So I think the way we see it is we very much want to make it as easy as possible for our partners to work with us. Partner channel is a huge priority for us. I think Lyndsey talked about how we have an internal dedicated product team and implementation team, and those guys have massive experience within the SAP space, within the Dynamics space, within Tact, all of those platforms. So they can bring that knowledge and that support. We work with partners for preference. I think at this stage we have about 400 or more partners worldwide. We're making a huge investment in the channel this year and next year. So, for example, we're growing our partner team, we're formalizing our program, and that's all going to help make it easier for you guys to work with us. I think the software also helps with that. I think, as both Eleanor and Lyndsey have said, it makes it very easy for you as a partner and for your end customers to deploy this and implement it. It's a SaaS first solution. We say we were born in the cloud. It has that low code, no code capability. So it's very easy and accessible to users that don't have coding or programming experience. And we also help you through that whole pre-sales and customer onboarding stage as well. We like you to kind of give us the lead on this and tell you how you want to work, or tell us how you want to work. So we can be very high touch if you want that. We can be very low touch also. It depends on the investment of time, of effort, of resources that you want to put into the process. So around the platform, as I think we've demonstrated today, it's more than just that standard web shop. We have that feature-rich platform, a real wealth of custom-built applications that are very specific to industries like manufacturing, wholesale, supplies. And we have that pre-built integration to ERP as well. So that is really facilitating the whole onboarding, the whole implementation, the whole take-up customer side as well. So there's no need for additional connectors, anything that adds complexity or constraint around the integration process. The solution is really fast to deploy. I would say typically it takes about 6 to 8 weeks, maybe slightly longer if it's a little more complex, but that's a pretty fast time frame. So we can quickly get customers onboarded, and they can start to work with you and start generating revenue on behalf of you as a partner. And I think the final piece as well, we've touched on this, is customers are already talking to us about this, and they tend to come to us, and they may not necessarily have had a conversation with their partner about it, because they don't know, if that partner works with a digital commerce solution. So it makes sense to start having active conversations with customers at this point. I think, Lyndsey, you referenced they're looking for these technologies when they want to invest in a new ERP system. So that can help to drive the take-up of an SAP solution or a dynamic solution. So, as I said, we like to make it as easy as possible for you guys. We've a very simple referral scheme with a very competitive partner commission. So those of you that are not familiar with us or not working with us, we're happy to talk you through what that looks like. Typically, the stages we go through in working with a new partner, we would have that initial onboarding call where we would provide you with an orientation guide. We would set you up within the partner portal and work on and build a joint plan for how we will engage and work together going forward. What that could look like going forward is activities around sales enablement and product enablement with your internal team, your sales or your pre-sales people, to communicate and to understand the digital commerce value proposition. So that could be through workshops, through demos, through partner webinars, as we're doing now today. And we can also set up one-to-one meetings with account managers. We could look at your customer base, understand the target customer for that digital commerce conversation and what constitutes a good customer fit for the solution. And then finally, the last piece here, which I want to talk a little bit more about, is we work with you to build a joint co-marketing plan to engage your customers directly through different activities. So that could be email campaigns where we have a host of marketing assets that are pre-built and pre-branded, and we can provide those for you. We could also do customer webinars where we can organize that webinar and we can run it on your behalf, and we can follow up with your customers as well. Eleanor also referenced customer days and events. We love doing those, and we're happy to co-sponsor and work with you on developing a customer day if you think that's going to be helpful for certain target groups within your customer base. I guess my point here, all of this is very low touch partner side. So we will essentially run all of these activities for you, and we have the internal team, a dedicated digital commerce team to do that. And I'd also like to point out we have a dedicated digital commerce partner marketing manager, Kevin, who will fully support you as well. So just on the next slide, I'll just show you an overview of some of the assets that we can provide. We have a lot of material that will help you to have those digital commerce conversations with customers. We have sales decks, product data sheets, customer success stories, and many of these assets are co-brandable, so you can add your own logo, you can tailor them specifically for your own customers. And as a final piece, I would like to introduce you to our new partner portal. So this will be launching very soon within EMEA. All of our partners will get notification of the launch, and you'll be sent a registration link where you can go and sign into the portal yourself. So not quite there yet, coming soon, but as a sneak peek, I would love to take you into the portal now and just show you how it's all coming together. So Eleanor, if you can just move over there. Yeah. So me as a partner, if I log into my own account, I will go straight into my own partner dashboard. So on the right hand side, you'll see there's a navigation panel. So there are options to manage your deal pipeline and your lead pipeline and to track that activity. You can see your leads, you can see your opportunities, you can see your deals closed, you can see the pipeline revenue that's generated through. There's also options to register a deal and submit that for approval. But I think what we really want to show you today is the asset library. So if we click on that, so that brings up a further navigation panel that shows the different product collections. So if we click on digital commerce, because that's the one that we want to look at today, that will bring up all of our related assets. And if you scroll down, you will see there's quite a lot there. So we probably just want to narrow that search down a bit. So if we go into the category field here, we can see we have battle cards, we have brochures, we have case studies, we have data sheets. So let's look at some product information. So if we click on one of our data sheets, if we click on the data sheet option, so that will bring up all of our product related information. So all of those good things that Eleanor showed you earlier, web shop, customer apps, order punch out. So let's specifically look at web shop and find out a little bit more about that. So if we click on there, that will bring up that document. And it will load very slowly in this case. I think it's just on this particular webinar. And there we have all our good information about webshop in a nice one-pager that you can download, you can print, you can share with your own internal teams, or you can send to an end customer if you want to do that.
Yeah. It's really handy because I'd often, and obviously we will always send them a partner, but I'm in meetings all day and a partner's looking for something quick and of a meeting now. Have you got something I can leave behind? They're asking about the sales rep app or whatever it is, that you can go in and, okay, I need a Sage web shop branded data sheet, and I can go in and find that. And
and there's a whole set, there's a whole set of assets, product information, case studies, it's all there. And we're making that specific for SAP, for Dynamics, for Intact. So it will be very specific to the ERP system. One other feature I'd like to point out, which is really nice, is the asset type here. So you can have the option to look at co-brandable assets, where you can add your own logo, and you can customize the information, the marketing material, specifically for a target industry or a target type of customer. So there'll be a lot of flexibility to do that once we go live. So that's all we want to show you for now. It's just a taster of what's coming. We'll be in touch and let you know as soon as this goes live, and we'll launch it officially within EMEA, and you will get your registration details. So I guess next steps, we're kind of coming up to the hour at this point, but do we have any questions there that we can look at before we finish up?
I just had one around the AI there, a few questions on that when it was released. I think it's in the next couple of months, as I say. You'd have to ask Mr. O'Rourke that that question directly. He's off on holidays in the States. So yeah, as soon as from a sales perspective, we would like it yesterday, of course, and we will get, it's obviously exciting stuff. We want to do it right and bring it out, but we're constantly adding value for your customers, keeping them on the platform, and I suppose the commercial model as well, and with the commission and everything, it's annual, and I suppose the more they bring through the platform, that increases as well. So that it's, I suppose, even once they are a customer, you're still earning from a partner perspective, and as they do more. So things like these features will keep them on and keep more and more orders going through the platform. So it's a win-win for everybody. But yeah, I think we let them know about the chat box too late. That's all we have for now.
So, but please reach out, questions following this. If you're thinking about it, reach out to Lyndsey, reach out to me, reach out to Eleanor. We're happy to talk to you. As I said, keep an eye out for our portal launch and the registration details. And we'd love to get you using the platform, seeing what's in there, using those sales assets that we've created. We could also do a follow-up with a demo or a workshop to your team if from anything.
The workshops are great. I've got a couple planned in the next couple of weeks with some partners I can see on today, so I'll try not to duplicate the content. But yeah, particularly, and we all know July and August can be quieter months. There could be good times to be doing these sessions with your team, getting them trained up, and they don't need to have huge amounts of knowledge. They just need to kind of understand the value proposition, and we'll do the rest really. But yeah, reach out and we'd be happily set up those. We can do a similar session like today or something a bit more detailed demo wise.
Sounds good. So thanks everyone for joining. It's been a pleasure. Hope you took something from the session, and hopefully we'll see you on the next in the series of these Partner Essentials.